stop watching the clock. Instead, do what the clock is doing. Just keep going. When it hurts, just keep going. When you fail, just keep going. And when you fall, just keep going. When you want to give up, just keep going. When your luck is done, just keep going. Don't stop, just keep going. No matter what, keep moving. Stopping is for quitters. If you lose, it's okay. As long as you keep going and as long as you keep moving. But if you lose and you stop, then you have failed. You're relentless, you will push farther than before, climb higher and climb to heights you've not seen. Because progress is progress. It doesn't matter if you move forward 10% or 0.01%, as long as you've moved forward. As long as you do this day in and day out. Because above everything else, consistency is key. If you consistently take small steps, one day you're gonna look back and see just how far you've come.
All right, guys. So I usually do a lot of production, a lot of promotional videos and a lot of commercials in my city in Columbus, Georgia for like small businesses and medium-sized businesses. And I've always appreciated how people do, like the content creators that I watch on YouTube, how they do behind the scenes, because it teaches me on how to shoot certain angles and how to approach clients and how to do certain things. So I wanted to do the same thing to you today. So I did it. So I did a promotional video for Gracie-Barra, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Jiu-Jitsu place in Columbus, Georgia. And I attached a action cam to my chest and did some behind the scenes. So I wanted to show y'all like how I basically shoot, how I shot this this promotional video. So right here I'm talking to all the people here. Look at my shoes. They just had a training session, and the person in the blue that I just pointed to, that's the owner there. His name is Josh as well. And I'm using the Fuji XT3 with the battery grip with the small red cage and the Andy 4K monitor with the top handle, of course. And I'm using the Fuji kit lens for this. I have multiple lenses, but I wanted to use the kit lens because the focus is better on the kit lens. And to be a kit lens, it's kind of sharp. So right here, I'm just flipping the screen, flipping the monitor on the screen. We're just brainstorming. At first, I shot the men first, then I shot the women here on the left side. We're all just talking, just making sure I'm shooting in. I shot this whole thing in 4K 60p so I could slow it down when I wanted to slow it down. And I shot at a shutter speed of 120 because when you're shooting fast action sports, you don't want to shoot it at 148 to 150th of a second because you're not going to be able to see too much of what's going on because the movements is going to be too fast. There's going to be too much motion blur. So try to shoot this at least 1/120th of a second for your shutter speed. And if your camera doesn't shoot 4K 60, shoot at 1080 60p. So right here, I'm just talking to the manager, letting them know like the opening shots that I want to get. Telling them all the angles that I'm gonna get. So right here, I told him I'm probably gonna cut the lights off, and I want you to go outside, cut all the lights off, and come in like you're entering the gym, basically. Cleaning all the stuff up. When you're doing promotional videos, you don't want to have a good shot just to notice that there's something in the background that you didn't want to be shown, like a trash can or some shoes or a person. Right now I'm just getting the logo, recording the logo for some B-roll. Now I think I pronounced that wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Thank you very much. Right here, get some more B-roll of all the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu masters. And I'm using the Acaso action cam for Amazon. It was like $68, and by the quality of this video, you can tell why it's $60. But I didn't want to pay $200, $300 for a GoPro, so I said this would be sufficient. And it also shoots in 4K. I'm just getting another safety shot of the logo, just in case the first one didn't work off. And I usually shoot things like this in, well, not things like this, but videos in manual focus. But it's hard to shoot something when it's not predictable in manual focus. So I shot this whole thing in autofocus, and the autofocus on the Fuji X-T3 is outstanding. So right now I'm telling him to exit out, close the door behind him, and cut the lights off. I'm holding the camera as steady as possible. And I have a gimbal, but I didn't want to use a gimbal because I wanted that movement in a promotional video. So now I'm squatting down in the corner here because I'm using 18. This was like a 27 millimeter equivalent, so I can get the whole room here. The orange light is bright. Okay, I'm telling him he can come in now. You can see him at the bottom left of the screen coming in, and he cut the lights on right there. Just to show, like, okay, I'm coming in the gym and I'm preparing for battle, basically. Just to have a more cohesive story with the video. And I'm telling him to do it again just for a safety shot, because it's hard to gauge focus or sometimes framing with a small, like 5-inch monitor in the dark. And the lights are on. I'm holding the shot because I learned to hold the shot for at least 5 seconds. Now I'm going to tell him to go outside again and come in, and I'm going to get his hands flipping the switch so I can cut to that shot like you seen in the promotional video that I did. So I'll direct him. I'll say, come in, because I'm not using the audio. Flip the switch so I can get his hands. Hold the shot. Now we're good. Smiling. It's always a good sign. And here, this is the person that he'll be fighting, quote unquote, against. And I'm telling him to walk up to the camera here so it can seem like a match, a real match is going on. So you can see the opponents for who they are up close and personal. He's walking up to the camera, and the Fuji X-T3 kept him in focus the whole time. But just in case it didn't keep him in focus, I had him do it again, because you can never be too sure. But I didn't show that, so I'm going to the owner, Josh. Got him, kept him in focus the whole time with face and eye autofocus. And here I did it again with him. You can see that white box is following his eye well. Stop the shot. That's it. Now here we're going over like the routine that they're gonna do, and I guess the slap of hands and the pounds is a routine that they always do, like a tradition that they always do. So I'm going for a wide shot here, getting them coming up. I'm shooting the ISO 800. You can see at the top. I want them both off frame and both entering frame at the same time. Like so. Get the hands, pound. get down in a crouching position. Now I will go to him so I can cut away to this shot to get different angles. I'll get him coming in here, like a medium shot. Then I'm gonna go to the owner, Josh, who is also a black belt and won numerous gold medals. Get him. White box on him. Focus is good. And I'm not showing it here, but I check my shots after each scene doing the breaks and stuff. So right here we're into the match, and they said they were just gonna go through it real slow. They did it faster after this, but they just wanted me to see what all they was doing. So I was recording them do this, practicing the moves. Turn me around, flip me over, choke me out, let me tap out, flip me around, roll over, go between your legs, push you down, choke you out. All right, I'm here. Now, I apologize if you can't see the camera or the monitor the whole time either. I should have put the camera, the action cam higher on my chest. I'm looking down on them so I can get different angles because I don't want to be using the same angle at the whole time. And I'm moving the camera with me as they move because a static shot works sometimes, but oftentimes static shots can be boring. I'm getting here. And the thing with these types of videos is it doesn't have to be perfect. Every shot doesn't have to be perfect. You shoot more footage than you think you need, then you discard the poor footage and you keep the good footage. Then you edit it, put a story together in the editing room. Choke me out. I think that's good. It gets them. When they're doing stuff like this, the facial expressions help a lot. So when they're getting choked out, ask them to have facial expression like you're actually getting choked, pretending like you're really getting choked. And they did that, but like I said, this was just a run through. Come back over here, and I had to redo some of these scenes because the women was there on the left side, and when they actually started training against each other for real, I had to tell the women to leave the room because they messed up a few shots because they was in the background, and I didn't want them in the background.
It's like y'all about to get ready to
And make sure you take your shoes off if you're on the mats.
Yeah, I just want to get like
So now I'm talking to the owner here. I'm getting him to put his belt on. This is the ending shot. Initially, I thought it was going to be the first shot, but I thought it looked better at the ending. So I'm getting him of his head, taking the belt off around his neck. And I'm easing in on him. Because movement always helps the video look more cinematic. Gives it a higher production value. Now I'm getting him just of his waist, of him tying his belt. I have him do it again. I come in on him. Have the white box focus around him. And on the Fuji, if the white box is there, it's in focus. It's not like Panasonic. Bang, bang. Shots fired. Contrast base. So I'm getting him wrapping the belt around his waist. Like so. Tucking it in to use as cutaway shots. And I had him tied tight to apply emphasis on it. Hold the shot. Good. Start the clip. Now here, I'm going to get another angle from the profile of him. Just to keep the viewers interested. Because you don't want to have a 20-second scene unless it's like real action packed. Getting up close to him, get a profile so I can see the sweat dropping off his face, and get a little bit closer so I can see his eyes and the strain on his face. I told him to look up like the war's not over. Hold the shot, of course. And his kit lens is extremely sharp to be a kit lens. And I use this for like 75% of all my videos because it's just so sharp and it has stabilization. And these are the women. They did it their little routine a lot faster. So it was pretty easy to get them in 1 or 2 takes. Here, just getting her. Trying to find a frame. Here. And when you're moving with the camera this much, you don't want, like I said earlier, a lot of motion blur. So have your shutter speed a little high. Get down to the low angle. Always getting different angles here. And I always tell them to hold the shot. If they put them in an arm bar or a chokehold, tell them to hold the shot. Because it's better to have more footage than it is to not have enough. Like my friend told me, it's better to need it and not have it.
Low power.
Well, that ain't how it go. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Something like that. So this take, we took like 2 or 3 takes on this because I wanted to get her suspended in the air, high in the air, so I could slow that down and speed ramp it to when she went down. But the owner behind me said he didn't like that take, so he had her do it again.
Okay. All right, one more time. Hold on.
Make sure I keep the Gracie
Go ahead.
logo in the back. Get it up like that. That was pretty good because it was more fluid. It was more smooth.
Good. Yeah, that look good.
The owner likes it. If he likes it, I like it. They like it, I love it. Showing it to them. They want to come over here and see how it looks. In the middle of the frame.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, that was good.
Still showing the owner how it looks. And around this time, we almost wrapped up with the video here. Of course, there was a lot more in the video, but I didn't want to show all that in the behind the scenes. Or this will be a 2-hour-long video or longer.
You want them? You want you sit down, Indian style or something? Okay.
So now I'm just getting down to show the world all is not lost. Just because you're training with someone doesn't mean you can't love each other in the end. Now they're sitting there talking after beating each other up. But it didn't feel right. So I told them if they could like move a little bit closer. Because they seemed a little distant. So now they're moving a little closer. And don't be afraid to take charge when you're doing video stuff. Even if you don't think you know what you're doing. Because this is my first time doing like an action-packed video. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But I acted like I did and they believed me. And I got paid for it. Right here they're going to do the fist bump here. Slap hands. And I wish the fist bump was a little more even. And the white robe, I wish his hand was a little bit higher up. But didn't catch that. Rookie mistake. It's all good. Talking to the owner, wrapping it up, getting some more B-roll right here. Making sure I record everything. If I don't need it, then I ain't got to worry about it. But if I need it, if I don't have it, then I have to come back to get it. Quarter gold medals. And that's about wraps it up. When you see me putting the shoes on, I mean, job is done. That's me. Hello. Check the watch. Time over with. So I hope you enjoyed this little behind the scenes video. Like I said, if you need to like get money or get clients, all I did, I was a walk-in. I walked into this man's business on, I believe, a Friday. And I just talked to him, showed him a little bit of my work, told him what I do, and told him I can help bring more clients in. And I charged him, I believe, $550 for this video. It took about 3 hours to shoot and about 7 hours to edit because it was 2 parts. And I'll show the other part of the video later on where I recorded the kids. So about 10 hours of work for $500. So it's about $50 an hour. Not too bad coming from a gas technician. I'm really not even a gas technician. I was just reading gas meters for like $14 an hour. So I'm making $36 more hour doing something that I love and that I enjoy doing. So yeah, don't be afraid to walk into businesses and just ask for the business. All they can do is say no, or the worst case scenario is put a foot in your ass, but that rarely happens. So like I said, and I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes video. I'm going to take you out on more behind the scenes later on. And remember, if you want anything in life, all it takes is faith and a little bit of effort.